They tell you life's a ring, a fair fight, 2 dudes, a ref, and a bell. That's the first lie they sell you, isn't it? The biggest trick in the whole damn circus, because the ring ain't just ropes and canvas. It's a stage. And outside that stage, the real fights happen. The ones you never get a chance to train for. The ones with no rules, no refs, and nobody clapping for your guts. They want you to believe the world's a clean square where skill and guts get you ahead. But the raw truth, the world's a back alley, and the ones who win ain't the strongest, the fastest, or the most skilled. The winners are the ones who realize the whole damn thing is just a joke with a punchline they're still waiting for. They thought your silence was a coffin, but you turned that grave into a stage. They thought the dirt would smother you, but you lit it up like fireworks. And now, when the world cracks open, you're not crawling out weak. You're stomping out like it's your hood, laughing like the apocalypse owes you rent. They don't get it. They thought they were breaking you, but they were just building your legend. Every knife in the back, another medal. Every lie told on your name. Another verse in the scripture of chaos. Every so-called loss. Just an intermission before the big laugh. And when the smoke clears, there you are, posted up on the ruins, grin wide, looking like the kingpin of mayhem, cracking jokes while the whole empire burned. The end of the world ain't a tragedy. It's your victory lap. The angels too shook to clap, the demons nodding like they recognize real, and the suits who swore they were untouchable, now sweating through their ties. You don't need crowns, you don't need titles. Your presence is the throne. Your scars are the crown. Your laughter is the law. And here's the raw truth. They never feared your silence. They feared this moment. The moment you'd stand up in the rubble, smirk on your face, and turn the whole DMN apocalypse into comedy night. You're not just surviving it. You're headlining it. And baby, everyone else, they're just background characters in your show. Ain't it funny? They thought they buried you, tossed dirt on your name, tried to write you off like a dead man walking. But you didn't just crawl out. You kicked the casket open, lit a blunt on the flames, and laughed like the streets themselves were your stage. That's the punchline, baby. They wanted silence. They got a storm with a grin. You didn't just survive betrayal. You hustled it. Every snake that slithered, you skinned it for the coat. Every knife in the back, you kept it as jewelry. Every time they thought you were finished, you were just loading the next round. That's not pain anymore. That's profit. That's hood alchemy. That's criminal genius dressed in scars. Now the whole world feels like your block. Suits in their boardrooms, sweating like corner boys who just saw the cops. Politicians with their fake smiles, looking like clowns with melting face paint. Holy men don't even believe their own sermons anymore. And you, posted up in the ruins, laughing like the kingpin of chaos, like the boss nobody voted for but everybody fears. This is thug divinity, criminal prophecy. You turn survival into business, pain into currency, scars into status symbols. You don't beg for respect. You walk in, and the room pays a tax just to breathe the same air as you. And the funniest part, they still whisper your name like you're some ghost. Nah, ghosts don't grin like this. Ghosts don't flip the apocalypse into comedy. Ghosts don't make the whole block shake with laughter. You ain't their victim. You ain't their villain. You're their karma, their overdue bill, their worst decision, now laughing in their face. And when the smoke clears, you'll still be standing, smirk wide, daring the whole DMN world to say your name out loud because you know the truth. They don't want no war with you, not anymore, see? They thought you were just another name on the block, Easy to erase, easy to silence, but the streets don't forget. And neither do you. Every backstab, every fake handshake, every lie. They all wrote you into the book of villains they'll never outlive. And now you're the headline. You're the walking obituary of everyone who underestimated you. You move like a ghost with a pistol laugh. They can't track you, can't pin you, can't even look you in the eye without choking. You're not just rare, you're a myth in motion. The kind of legend whispered about in dark corners where people sip cheap liquor and swear they saw you once. Grinning under a streetlight while the world fell apart behind you, your enemies. Pathetic broke hustlers who thought they could finesse destiny. Junkies on the high of their own lies. They played checkers while you were running the whole casino. They sold scraps while you were writing the blueprint for the fire that just burned their house down. And the punchline. They paid for your throne with their own mistakes. This isn't royalty in robes. This is royalty in bloodstains, in tattoos, in scars that look like war maps. You don't sip wine on golden goblets. You drink straight from the chaos, spit it out, and laugh when it burns. Your throne ain't clean. It's built from bones, broken promises, and the rubble of every system that tried to bury you alive. And you sit there, calm, grinning like it's all just a sick joke you've been waiting to tell. The cops can't touch you. The suits can't control you. The fakes can't even look at you without cracking. You're too rare, too real, too reckless. And the irony, they all created you. Every scar, every exile, every blade in the dark. They built the monster. And now the monster is laughing at their funerals. So go on. Let them keep talking. Let them keep praying you slip. But deep down, they know you don't slip. You don't fall. You don't die. You multiply. And when you laugh in the ruins, that's not insanity. That's prophecy. The whole planet's in debt to you, and they don't even know it yet. Every hater owes you back pay. Every snake running tabs they can't cover. Every fake friend bankrupt the second they left your corner. You don't chase vengeance. You collect it, interest included. That's the mob math they never taught in school. Betray me once, and the cost multiplies until your whole life's in foreclosure. You ain't walking around begging for peace. You're the one writing contracts in blood. Your presence is your silence, a threat. Your grin. The final note is stamped across their foreheads, and they can't run. They can't hide. Because where are you going to hide from someone who already crawled out the grave you dug for them? Where are you going to run when the street itself starts laughing like I do? You don't sit in thrones. You sit in back rooms with smoke thick in the air, scars shining under the dim light, counting the enemies left like poker chips. You don't drink champagne. You sip gasoline and spit fire on anyone damning enough to test you. You don't need a crown. You wear your rage like a fitted cap, tilted just enough to let everyone know you don't play by their script. And the funniest part, the same clowns who laughed when you bled are now whispering your name like a curse. They can't even celebrate without checking over their shoulders. They can't even sleep without dreaming of your grin. You became the nightmare. They can't buy protection from the boss they can't outvote, the ghost they can't bury twice. So let them pray. Let them talk. Let them fake smile while their hands shake. Because deep down, they all know the truth. You don't just survive the fire. You own it. You don't just laugh at chaos. You run it. And this whole broken world, this circus of liars and thieves, that's not their empire anymore. That's your block. That's your business. That's your joke. And the joke always ends the same, with you laughing and them paying the price. You ever notice how the people who swore they'd end you can't even end their own bad habits? They plotted, schemed, whispered in corners like little rats. And yet here you are, breathing, laughing, owning the whole block they thought you'd never step on again. That's the irony that makes me howl. They wanted to bury you, but they can't even bury their own shame. It's hilarious, really. They thought stabbing you in the back was strategy. Nah, baby, that was a donation. Every knife they left in your spine got melted down and reforged into your crown. Every rumor they spread, free marketing, every time they told the world you were done. It was just a promo ad for your comeback. They wrote the obituary but forgot you were the one holding the pen. You've become the comedy special nobody asked for, but everybody watches. Your haters, background characters, your enemies, punchlines, the whole DMN system. Just a circus with clowns too stupid to realize the tent's already on fire. And you, oh you, you're sitting ringside, smoking, laughing so hard it hurts, watching everyone scramble like roaches when the lights come on. That's the beauty of it. You didn't just survive. You flipped the script and tore it up, then used it as rolling paper. Now the world's coughing on the smoke of your jokes. And the best part, you don't even try. Your existence alone is a roast. Your scars tell stories funnier and crueler than any lie they ever cooked up. Your grin makes people sweat, like they just saw the bill for their own betrayal. You want twisted? Here it is. You don't need revenge. You are revenge. Every step you take is karma in motion. Every laugh you drop is Judgment Day with a punchline. And when they see you now grinning, raw, alive, they're not looking at a survivor. They're looking at the clown at the end of the world. The last face they'll ever see when their illusions finally collapse. And the punchline. The whole DMN time, the joke was never on you. It was on them. You know what's funny? They tried so hard to make you the villain, and now every time they open their mouths, they sound like the punchline of a joke they didn't even write. You'll never make it. Boom, wrong, you're finished. Wrong again. Nobody cares about you. Oh, really? Then why are they all still watching? Why are they pressed like cheap suits? Every time your name slides into the room, they don't hate you. They're addicted to you. And nothing is funnier than a hater who can't look away. They thought they were smart, plotting behind closed doors, whispering in little snake circles. But what happened? They tripped over their own lies. They drowned in their own venom. They couldn't even play the game without handing you the crown on accident. You didn't steal their power. They gift-wrapped it in their desperation, and you took it with a grin sharp enough to slice their egos in half. The streets know it. The silence knows it. Hell, even their own shadows know it. They wanted you erased, but here you are. Bigger, louder, meaner, funnier. You don't just show up. You haunt. You don't just breathe. You remind people that breathing isn't guaranteed. You don't just laugh. You carve holes in their pride with every sound. And here's the real sick part. You didn't even need to destroy them. They destroyed themselves, trying to keep you down. That's the cosmic joke. That's the hood prophecy. That's karma in a Oppo ski mask. Baby, they loaded the gun, aimed it at you, and shot themselves in the foot. And you just stood there and clapped slow and sarcastic, like a comedian watching amateurs bomb on stage. So now the world looks at you different, not because you begged, not because you explained, not because you tried to prove yourself, but because you're still here, still laughing, still dangerous, still cracking jokes with blood on your shoes and scars on your skin like trophies. You are the problem they can't solve, the smoke they can't clear, the joke they can't kill, and the best part, You don't need applause. You don't need forgiveness. You don't even need recognition. All you need is the silence after your laugh. The silence that says, "Demon, they won." The haters, oh, they thought they had it figured out. They spit poison behind your back, prayed for your downfall, and threw your name around like dice in a back alley. Every time you stumbled, they threw a party. Every time you bled, they raised a glass, and yet, look at them now. Still broke in spirit, still choking on envy, still watching you like addicts who swore they'd quit. That's the funniest part. Your haters became your biggest fans. They tune in just to hate watch, and every laugh you drop is another withdrawal they can't afford. And the backstabbers? Don't get me started. These are the ones who smiled in your face, called you family, then turned around with hands so shaky they couldn't even stab. Right? Amateurs? You'd think after all that plotting they'd at least get one good hit in. But nah, they cut shallow, bled loyalty, and ended up stabbing themselves out of your life. Now they're limping around, scarred by their own betrayal, watching you thrive while their knives rust in the dirt. That's not tragedy, that's comedy. It's poetic, really. The haters thought they'd stop you with gossip, but their words built your legend. The backstabbers thought they'd end you with blades, but their treachery forged your armor. Every insult was an advertisement. Every betrayal was a gift. They tried to bury you in dirt, and you sprouted like weeds through concrete. Ugly to them, unkillable to the world. And the best part, you don't even need to swing back. You don't need revenge. You don't even need to prove a thing. You just keep laughing, keep moving, keep stacking wins while their own envy eats them alive. That's the real punishment. They get front row seats to the show they tried to cancel. And every time you laugh, every time you shine, every time you refuse to die, they get reminded of their failure over and over and over and over. The haters lost. The backstabbers failed. The snakes slithered back into holes too dark for even their cowardice. And you turned their plots into punchlines. You turned their hate into headlines. You turned their betrayal into the crown sitting crooked on your head. The streets remember. The silence remembers. And they know deep down, no matter how they spin it, the joke was never on you. The joke was always on them. Look at the haters. These clowns been running their mouths so long, their jaws must be on disability. They swear you're nothing, but can't go a day without whispering your name. Ain't that something? They follow your every move like paparazzi with food stamps. They hate you, but they study you. They despise you, but they imitate you. They throw dirt on your name, but somehow you're the only thing keeping their boring little lives interesting. You don't even need fans when your haters do the marketing for free, and the backstabbers, they thought they could erase you out here. They thought silence would swallow you, thought betrayal would break you, thought hate would finish you. But you came back stomping like thunder, laughing like the block itself belongs to you. The haters still standing on corners, running their mouths, broken spirit, broken pockets, praying somebody cares. But their punishment is already written. They have to watch you glow. You're on every wall they can't climb, every step they can't take, every laugh they can't copy. They don't hate you because you failed. They hate you because you didn't. And the harder they try to ignore you, the louder you haunt their heads. The backstabbers, they're still hunched, carrying their own knives like trophies of shame. You didn't have to kill them. Their betrayal did that for you. They live twisted now, like shadows trying to act human, scared of their own reflection. They bled their loyalty out on the floor the second they turned on you, and now they limp through life with empty hands. watching you carry the crown they wanted but could never hold. And those fake friends, oh, they're the funniest. Smiling with blood dripping down their backs, acting like nothing happened. Everybody sees it. Their masks fell off and shattered. Nobody claps for them anymore. Nobody believes them anymore. They're the walking punchline stuck in the role they cast themselves in. Traitors with stage makeup, melting in the heat of your fire. You don't need a throne. Your throne is the chaos you walk through untouched. You don't need a AA crown. Your crown is the scars that gleam like streetlights when the night gets too quiet. You don't need to chase payback. Payback shows up wherever you laugh, wherever you stand, wherever you smirk in the ruins of their little plots. The world isn't asking if you're rare anymore. The world knows you're not rare like a diamond in a store. You're rare like a meteor tearing the sky in half. Unstoppable, unforgettable, too raw to ignore. And the funniest part? You didn't ask for any of this. You didn't beg for it. They made you this way. The haters, the backstabbers, the fake friends. They all built the monster that's now grinning in their nightmares. And now you walk with chaos in your blood, laughter in your lungs, and mayhem in your step. They wanted you gone. Instead, you became the one thing they can't escape. The joke wasn't on you, the joke is you. And they'll never stop choking on the punchline. Like, comment, and subscribe.